Speak loudly and clearly with me. Today I am going to talk about something that is part of almost everyone's life. Something I use every single day. Something that can be both powerful and dangerous at the same time. Social media. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Snapchat. These platforms are everywhere, and I use them every single day, sometimes without even realizing how much time I spend on them. I pick up my phone to check one notification, and suddenly, 30 minutes have passed, sometimes 1 hour. Sometimes more, and I wonder, where did the time go? That is the power of social media. It is designed to keep me hooked. It is designed to keep me scrolling. It is designed to make me come back again and again, and most of the time, I don't even realize it is happening. So today I am going to talk about social media honestly, the good parts, the bad parts, and how I can use it in a way that actually benefits my life. Let me start with the good, because social media is not all bad. Social media connects me with people I love, my family members who live far away, my old friends from school, my colleagues, my community. Without social media, staying connected would be so much harder. Social media also gives me access to information. I can learn almost anything on YouTube. I can read about world news on Twitter. I can find recipes, workout routines, study tips, financial advice, all for free, all available at my fingertips. Social media also gives people a voice. People who would never have been heard before can now share their story with the entire world. Artists can share their work. Small business owners can find customers. Teachers can reach students globally. Social media has genuinely changed the world in positive ways, and I appreciate that. But now let me talk about the other side. The side that nobody talks about enough. The side that is quietly affecting millions of people, including me. The first problem with social media is comparison. Every day, I scroll through my feed, and I see people on vacation. I see people with beautiful homes. I see people with perfect bodies. I see people celebrating promotions and achievements. And slowly, without even realizing it, I start comparing my life to theirs. I start feeling like my life is not good enough. I start feeling like I am not successful enough. I start feeling like I am not attractive enough. I start feeling like everyone else is doing better than me. And that feeling is exhausting. That feeling is damaging. That feeling steals my joy. But here is something important I need to remember. Social media is a highlight reel. People share their best moments, their happiest photos, their biggest achievements. Nobody posts about their bad days. Nobody posts about their failures. Nobody posts about the arguments they had, or the tears they cried, or the struggles they are going through. So what I see on social media is not reality. It is a carefully selected, beautifully filtered version of reality, and I am comparing my entire life to someone else's highlight reel. That is not fair to myself. That is not an honest comparison. So I am going to remind myself of this every time I feel that comparison creeping in. What I see is not the full picture. My life, with all its imperfections, is real, is valid, is beautiful in its own way. And I am not going to let a filtered photo on Instagram make me forget that. The second problem with social media is time. Time is my most precious resource. More precious than money because I can earn more money, but I cannot get back lost time. And social media quietly steals my time every day. One scroll at a time, I pick up my phone in the morning before I even get out of bed. I check Instagram during meals. I scroll through YouTube before sleeping, and all that time adds up. Studies show that the average person spends over 3 hours on social media every single day. 3 hours, that is 21 hours a week. That is almost one full day every week spent on social media. Now I am not saying social media is wrong, but I am asking myself, is 3 hours a day giving me 3 hours worth of value, or am I just scrolling mindlessly? Just consuming content without any real purpose. And if I used even one of those hours differently, what could I do? I could read a book, I could exercise, I could learn a new skill, I could spend quality time with my family, I could work on my goals, I could rest properly. The time I spend on social media is time I am choosing not to spend on other things. And I want to make that choice consciously, not by accident, not because an app pulled me in, but because I decided to. The third problem is mental health. Research has shown that heavy social media use is linked to higher rates of anxiety, higher rates of depression, lower self-esteem, poor sleep quality, feelings of loneliness. Even though social media is supposed to connect us, it can actually make us feel more alone because online connections are not the same as real connections. A like on my photo is not the same as a hug from a friend. A comment is not the same as a real conversation. A follow is not the same as genuine friendship. And when I replace real connections with digital ones, I start to feel empty. I start to feel like something is missing because something is missing. Real human connection, real presence, real conversations, real moments shared with real people. These are things that no social media platform can replace, and I need to remember that. The fourth problem is misinformation. Not everything I read on social media is true. Not everything I see is real. There is so much false information spreading on these platforms about health, about politics, about science, about world events. And because it spreads so fast, and because it is shared by people I know and trust. I can easily believe it without questioning it. So I need to be careful. I need to verify information before I believe it, before I share it, before I act on it, because sharing false information, even with good intentions, can cause real harm. So I am going to be a responsible social media user. I am going to check sources. I am going to question what I read. I am going to think before I share. Now let me talk about how I can use social media in a healthier way. Because I am not going to delete all my apps. That is not realistic. But I can set boundaries. The first boundary is screen time limits. I am going to decide how much time I want to spend on social media each day. Maybe 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes, and I am going to stick to that limit. Most phones have a screen time feature. I can set a daily limit for each app, and when the limit is reached, the app stops and I stop. The second boundary is phone-free times. I am going to have times in my day when my phone is away. During meals, I will be present with my food and my family. During the first 30 minutes after waking up, I will not touch my phone. I will give my mind time to wake up peacefully, without immediately filling it with other people's content. During the last 30 minutes before sleeping, I will put my phone away because the blue light from screens disturbs my sleep, and my sleep is too important to sacrifice for one more scroll. The third boundary is intentional use. Before I open a social media app, I am going to ask myself one question. Why am I opening this? Do I have a specific reason? Am I looking for something specific, or am I just bored, or just avoiding something? If I have a clear reason, I will open it. If I am just scrolling mindlessly, I will put my phone down and do something more meaningful instead. The fourth boundary is curating my feed. I have complete control over what I see on social media. I choose who I follow. I choose what content I consume. So I am going to be intentional about this. I am going to unfollow accounts that make me feel bad about myself. I am going to unfollow accounts that spread negativity. I am going to unfollow accounts that make me feel like I am not enough. And I am going to follow accounts that inspire me. Accounts that teach me something valuable. Accounts that make me laugh genuinely. Accounts that support my goals and my growth. Because what I consume on social media affects how I think, how I feel, how I see myself, and how I see the world. So I am going to feed my mind with good content, uplifting content, educational content, content that makes me better, not content that makes me feel worse. I also want to talk about something called digital detox. A digital detox means taking a break from all screens and social media. For a few hours, or a full day, or even a weekend, just stepping away completely. And when I do this, something interesting happens. I feel more present. I notice the world around me more. I have deeper conversations with people. I feel calmer. I feel more creative. I feel more like myself. Because when I am constantly consuming other people's content, I lose touch with my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own creativity. A digital detox gives me that back. It reminds me that life exists beyond the screen, that real moments are happening all around me, that the people sitting next to me deserve my full attention, more than any phone screen ever will. So I am going to take a digital detox regularly, maybe one day a week, maybe one weekend a month, just to reset, just to reconnect with myself, just to remember what life feels like without the constant noise of social media. Now let me end with this. Social media is a tool. Like any tool, it can be used well or used poorly. A knife can be used to cook a beautiful meal, or it can be used to cause harm. The knife is not the problem. How I use it is what matters. Social media is the same. It can connect me with people I love. It can help me learn and grow. It can inspire me and motivate me, or it can steal my time, damage my confidence, disturb my sleep, and disconnect me from real life. The choice is mine every single day. Every single time I pick up my phone, I choose how I use it. I choose what I consume. I choose how much time I give it, and from today, I am going to make that choice consciously, with intention, with boundaries, with respect for my time, my mental health, my real relationships, and my own life, because my real life is far more beautiful than any highlight reel, and I am not going to miss it because I was too busy scrolling.